Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the NCAA Hoops Hour. It is the Elite Eight edition. I am the big man on campus. It is Saturday, March 30th. Hope you're having a great Saturday morning, a good weekend, and a good week. We're back ready to deliver some predictions and previews for the Elite Eight games. We got 4 games here, 2 today, 2 on Sunday. We'll try to find some we're trying to find something here. Again, I don't have. Let's just say this: I don't have my in. I'll go as in depth as I can on Michigan State, Duke, and Kentucky, Auburn. Look, again, all these games are very. You throw the stats out. You just kind of look at schematics and things like that, and that stuff's important, obviously, to be able to know and to understand at this point. So. We'll get into all that. We'll try to find some edges here, try to throw out some good stuff here, and I'll give my thoughts on all these games. Having a very good tournament. I'm very proud of what I've been able to do. Again, I've had to learn a lot this year. Obviously, last year I had a great season, but this year's I had to learn some things. I had kind of some. I had a bad start. I went 0-9 to start the season, and then really since then I've done pretty well. So. We're up on the season right now. We'll look to kind of finish it out on a high note and, keep it moving. Another season, hopefully in the green, as I would say. So let's welcome everybody in. I hope you're having a nice day. Please like the show. And please comment on the chat if you're out there. You can always communicate here just by clicking the live chat option. You can get in and talk about whatever you want. Also, if you're out on Twitter, retweet the show. It's a great way to get it out to people. I see Big Tom and Nick already did that. A couple other people as well. So thanks for retweeting the show. If you're on Twitter, please do that. It's very helpful. It gets out to people that maybe don't see it on a regular basis. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, so you don't miss anything. I have some soccer stuff. I have baseball that's going to get going very soon, and obviously all of our basketball stuff has been here as well. I'm in here live for the first time in a long time. Thanks for watching, man. Appreciate it. James, Stu, Big Tom, Brian, Tom, Ben, Funny B, Scoots, thanks for watching. Please make sure you hit the like button. Also, guys, before we get started here, look, the show's not going to be incredibly long. I mean, we only have 4 games to talk about, so we can obviously chat a little bit. I'll take some questions. Do me a favor, please make sure you're supporting our sponsor. It's mybookie.ag. Right now, there's so many things going on, whether it's NHL or NBA. We get the playoffs coming up. We have the Elite Eight and Final Four coming as well over the next week. You get the NIT finishing up the season, and you also have plenty of also great stuff: soccer, NASCAR, golf, Masters is coming up. Make sure you have a good amount of books. MLB getting going. There's a real cool option right now where from now until the 31st, March 27th to the 31st, you have basically one more day to get involved with this. MyBookie's actually doing an opening weekend futures boost. Guaranteed best price on every MLB team now. At MyBookie. You can also bet on really anything you want. Get in the game now. Listen, guys, I'm going to make this clear, and I don't do this very often, but I'm going to make it clear. I dealt with MyBookie last night. Had to speak to them on the phone. I got to tell you, man, what a terrific customer service. You took care of it right away. No issues, no questions, no funny business. Just very easy to deal with. Look, you guys know I'm very forthright and very honest in what I say. If I don't like something, I'm going to tell you. MyBookie's been very good to me, very kind, took care of everything, and they've been very good to a lot of people. So make sure you're checking out MyBookie. If you're looking for a sports book, I will put my stamp of approval. I use them. I think they're a solid organization. They do a good job. Payouts come at an easy, quick level. Bitcoin accepted. And you can bet on anything. Good lines as well. When you sign up, if you use promo code BMOC, you get yourself a 50% deposit bonus. So if you put $200 on a site, I'm going to give you $100 for free. Make sure you're checking out mybookie.ag. Use promo code BMOC. Again, promo code BMOC when you open your account. So there we go. That's that. Let's get into the show. What side was I on in Auburn, North Carolina? I wasn't on anything in that game. The only play I had last night was Virginia Tech. I took them +7, and they almost won. Last night's games, obviously, two were good, two were not good. First two games were not good. They were hard to watch. Defensively, LSU was an absolute disgrace. And look, so was UNC. Both teams were incredibly poor. And good for the other two teams that were able to find a way with Auburn and with Michigan State. Michigan State looks really good right now. And look, credit to them. I thought LSU could have some real success inside. LSU just wasn't LSU. I don't know what was going on with them last night. But again, defensively, they have problems, and they weren't able to get it done. The two games late were terrific as well. You look at two bad games. These are two good games. Look, Duke just keeps finding ways, guys. I mean, it is what it is. You got to look at the luck factor for Duke and say to yourself, wow, two chances in a row where the team has the ability to win the game or at least go to overtime and win the game, and they both rim out. Two layups, two easy shots you need to make, and they weren't able to get it done. So, I mean, it is what it is. The second game, Houston just kind of ran out of gas, and it should be a great Elite Eight. Let's be careful about our questions. He will blow a gasket. Well, the only thing I'm going to blow a gasket about is your terrible spelling. This guy spells careful. CARE space FULL. Listen, hi-ho. I'm guessing you're probably in your 20s or 30s. Please, I'm begging you, go read a fucking dictionary, learn how to spell. It's really, really embarrassing to watch you tweet or to type. Really embarrassing. I mean, you got to go get some schooling or something. I mean, seriously. But listen, thanks for watching, and I appreciate it. But again, careful is CAREFUL. There's no space between care and full, and it's not full like my glass is full. It's FUL at the end, not FULL. So, just so you know. Because, I mean, in your 30s, you should probably be able to spell careful. Deaton on Twitter's in here. What's up, my man? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Hope you're having a nice day. Thanks for checking out the show. Let's get into some breakdowns here. We'll start off with the game at 6:09 p.m. Texas Tech and Gonzaga. And I'll tell you what, guys, I'm really conflicted on this one because I love Texas Tech. I love Gonzaga. I love both these teams. As far as both teams left, these are the two teams I love most. And the good thing about it is I'm on both these teams from a future perspective, and one of them is going to the Final Four. Here's what I'm going to tell you. When I first looked at this game, I thought to myself, I said, well, here's what I don't think Texas Tech can do, and that's guard Clark and Hachimura. But then I say to myself, well, I don't know if anyone can really guard them. I think it's just about doing what you can do and trying to figure it out. And then I look more and more into this Texas Tech team, and we know how good they are defensively. You look at how just dominant they were the other night. I mean, 44 points to Michigan, 0.71 points per possession. 0.71. I mean, that is so dominant, it's not even funny. And I look at Odiase, and I look at Tariq Owens, both seniors, both guys that have been here before, played Duke this year. You played a gauntlet schedule in the Big 12. As I look more and more into this game, and, I want to see if we can get 5. I don't think we're going to see 5. I just don't think it's going to happen. We are seeing 4.5s, and there's a few 4s out there, which, again, sharp actions on Texas Tech. As I look at this game more and more, I look at the ball pressure on Perkins. I look at the 14 turnovers they had against Florida State, and I say to myself, well, I think if you turn the ball over at that level tonight, you're not going to win. Texas Tech just really isn't going to give you the possessions you want to get. They're going to slow this game down. These games are fascinating from a tempo standpoint because you look at Texas Tech, really the polar opposite of Gonzaga. And then, I also look at, both these defenses. Both these defenses really slow down on defense. You look at Gonzaga, 349 in average possession length defensively. So what they're doing is they're really winding these teams down and saying, okay, we're going to defend for 19, 20 seconds. By the time you get into your offense, there's only going to be about 18 or 19 seconds left. Run your sets and try to figure it out. That's going to be a concern because I don't know if Texas Tech, they're going to be forced into, I think, some bad shots. And I think they're going to have to make some threes. I don't know if they could do that. We need Moretti. You need Mooney. The two big time players tonight are those two. We know Culver's going to get his, and Odiasi and Owens are going to do what they can do down low. But those two are huge on the perimeter. Moretti is a guy that you need, and Mooney as well. These are two kids that are marksmen. They're brought in to do this kind of thing. They're brought in to win these kind of games. I got to tell you, I look at the guard position, and if I'm looking at Norvell, Perkins, and Kispert against Culver, Mooney, and Moretti, give me Culver, Mooney, and Moretti. I'm just being honest. I look at the flip side, the bigs, obviously give me Hachimura, Clark, and Chili over Odease, Owens, and, basically that's it. They don't really have any bigs. These are two really short benches. Not a lot going here. All these guys can play a lot of minutes. But I look at this game from a game plan standpoint. A lot of people taking the over in this game. And you're playing with fire. You're playing with a Texas Tech team that can fucking defend. And this Gonzaga team can defend better than a lot of people think. They also defend for a long time. They're not going to give you a lot in transition. Neither of these teams are going to give you much in transition. Gonzaga's going to want to get in transition, but I don't know if they're going to be able to. And you also look at both these teams from a point distribution standpoint. Both are very dependent in the half court. They're going to grind it out in the half court. Neither of these teams shoots a three ball at a high level and really don't get none of their points from the three-point line. And better yet, from the free throw line either. These two teams we get in the half court and we try to run offense. I like the under 138. I don't think it gets to 138. I think this game's a lot like the other night, except I think it's a bit closer. Gun to my head, if I had to play the side, I'd actually go with Texas Tech. I think they're – I truly believe they're the best defensive team in the country. I know Virginia will get accolades and all these other teams, but I'm not sure I've ever seen a team defend like they do, Texas Tech. They're just – they're elite. They're coached by, to me, a top 5 coach in the country. I don't give a shit what everyone says. I don't care about Mike Krzyzewski or Bill Self. Chris Beard is as good as it gets. He just is. I want to just – hug the guy. I'm that fascinated by him as a coach. I think he's just, he's alluring. What an alluring figure. I'm going under in this game. I just don't see an offensive explosion. And a lot of people say, well, it's pretty low. It's Texas Tech. And both these teams, I think, are particularly Gonzaga, very underrated defensively. We all know what Texas Tech can do, but I don't see a 75-72 game here. I just don't. Could I see Gonzaga getting to 70? No, I don't. I think this is like a 68-66 type of game. I think it's probably first to 65 is going to win this one. Gonzaga's great on offense, but Texas Tech's fucking great on defense. And this is going to be a fantastic game to watch. I also don't know that I see these teams being 4.5 points different. Gonzaga's better on offense, sure, but Texas Tech's no spring chicken. They can score, I think, in the half court. But Mooney and Moretti, keys tonight on offense. Gonzaga, I think they're going to be obviously forced into, offense, which is what they want to do, but it's a great defense as well. I like the under here. Couple comments here. What's happening, Adam? What else do we have here? Adam UES, thanks for watching. Sports Bet Daily, fading this game. All right. Zags ranked 7th in possession length. Right, but I mean, again, they're playing Texas Tech, so that's probably not going to be. It's probably not going to. They're probably going to be able to get out in transition. And look, to be honest, and listen, I mean this with the utmost respect. Gonzaga is number one in offensive efficiency, but I think the numbers are skewed a bit. I mean, most of their schedule is pretty poor competition. If they were in the Big 12, I'm not sure that. Actually, I know that their offensive efficiency wouldn't be first. So, again, I'm not going to grasp for straws here. We obviously know that. But, again, I'm going to take the under, and I'm going to go with a Texas Tech plus the 4.5. Very tough game, though. Should be a great game to watch. Virginia and Purdue. Virginia laying 4. There are some 4.5s out there. 5 dimes is showing a 4.5, but mostly 4s across the board. We look at our sponsor, MyBookie. They're throwing out a 4 total in this game at 126. Again, MyBookie.ag's promo code BMOC. Get yourself a 50% deposit bonus. This game at the Yum Center in Louisville, so should be good crowds for both. All right, guys, this is an interesting game. Obviously, all these games are interesting, right? You look at Purdue against Tennessee, 15 for 31 from 3, 48%. And I highlighted in that game where I thought Tennessee was going to struggle. And they did. They had a lot of trouble against Purdue. And the slashing, cut, just magnificent half-court offense that Purdue is. You talk about another guy, and I've vilified him in the past, but you look at over the last 6 months, I mean, Matt Painter has been very good. I have to give it to him. And in this tournament, he has been magnificent, really. The offensive sets have been just a joy to watch. But you're not going to go 15 for 31 tonight. It's just that simple. And I have obviously some concerns for Purdue because they are very three-point reliant. They love the jump shot. Can Carson Edwards continue to play like this? Virginia seems to always find ways to kind of make people have their worst games. But then I look at Virginia and I say, well, I know Nigel Eastern's going to guard Jerome, and I think Jerome's the best offensive player they have. And you got to ask yourself, can Kyle Guy step up? I mean, we look at Kyle Guy's stats over the last 4 games. 5 for 31 from 3 and 11 for 46 from 2. I mean, 5 for 31 from 3. 3 for 26 over the last 3 games. I mean, can Kyle Guy be the guy tonight? Can he be the guy? Can Kyle Guy be the guy? I don't know if he can. I'm not willing to put my money on it. He's not playing well. It looks like it's in his head. And for a guy that I think should have to be a focal point tonight, I don't like the matchup. You look at Harms, Williams, the bigs down low. I mean, Hunter and Diakite are really good. And I think that's the advantage here. But I look at Purdue and I look at Virginia, and I say to myself, I mean, how's this game get to 126? I mean, obviously, Purdue's going to get theirs, but I mean, it's back to now you're going to play a really good defense. It's kind of like Gonzaga. I mean, we know this game's going to play, possession-wise. Virginia's going to win possession here. I mean, Virginia's going to be the possession-defining team here. I mean, Virginia is 352 in possession length, second worst in the country. Very, very slow. And you look at on defense. I mean, both these teams really incredible in half-court defense, and both are very good. Really slow you down, really make you play to a crawl. I mean, I hate to be boring here, but I don't know that Virginia is going to be able to do what they want. I mean, offensively, I think they're going to have some issues because I don't think Guy can be the guy for them. I don't. I think Diakite and Hunter, while they are better than Harms and Williams, I still think those two will be fine against these guys. I think the key for Virginia is can Kai Clark be the guy? Because I don't know if Guy can. So, I mean, it kind of rests on Clark, who's a freshman. and he's 5'9". But with the way Carson Edwards and Klein are shooting right now, with the length that they have on defense, I mean, I would take Purdue if I had to in this game. I would take both dogs in these games. I just don't really trust Guy. And I think with Nogel Eastern, who's probably second or third best defender in the country, or just top five, I mean, he's going to be on Jerome. I don't really trust Guy. Guy could be the huge player. If Guy goes off, they'll win pretty easily. Right now, we're gambling. I don't think he can. It looks like it's further than Guy being just off. I think he's off in the head right now. I mean, I've seen some of his mannerisms during timeouts, all that kind of stuff. It doesn't seem like he's all there. Gonzaga hasn't seen an elite defense like this. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, they played Duke. I mean, those are early season games though. So, I mean, interesting point. Right now, I have under 126. Purdue plus the points is intriguing. Yep, that's where I'm thinking. That's where my head's at. Yeah, I worry about him for sure. So for me today, if I had to make plays in either of these games, I would take both dogs and I would take both unders. Uh, pretty simple here. Tomorrow's games, Duke, Michigan State, and I might go on, maybe tomorrow morning and go over those two games. Right now, I like Michigan State a lot. I think they're the best version of what. And again, I know we keep talking about these versions. And look, if you've taken the points in both these games, you've won easily against Duke. They play close games, and they're going to play a close game here. We don't know what Reddish's status is. I would imagine he would play, but I don't know everything. I think you look at Michigan State right now, and you look at the other players that are playing well. Obviously, Xavier Henry, Kenny Goins, McQuaid's has the ability to go off. Ward was very good last night. Cassius Winston, who's always good. I mean, they're again going to make Duke shoot. We saw last night. I mean, Duke got hot, I guess, a little bit, but it wasn't enough to pull away. I think Duke, the clock strikes 12 here. Third time, I think they finally lose. Because I think Michigan State's a way better version of Tech and UCF. They have the athletes to play with Zion Williamson. They have the athletes to play with all these guys. And I don't give Trey Jones a shot of having another game like he did last night. I think Michigan State will beat Duke. And I think finally the clock strikes 12 on the Blue Devils. But again, it's hard to step in front of the way Duke is playing right now, the luck that they're getting. It's pretty impressive. Do me a favor, guys. Please retweet the show if you're on Twitter. And actually, if you do that, you could DM me and I'll give you a prize. Please retweet the show. I'll pick 5 people that retweet the show and give them a prize. So do me a favor. Don't just like the show. It doesn't do much for me. Please retweet it. Tug just did that. Thanks, Tug. Appreciate that, man. Please do that for me, guys. Big man, I can't believe people actually think Virginia will win the whole thing. Well, I mean, why? I think right now they're going through a valley, and it's not a good time to go through a valley. And I think they're finding ways because they're playing Oregon and Gardner-Webb and Oklahoma. But I mean, if you play that way today, I think you're going to lose. So yeah, I agree with you. At this point, I agree with you. And I'm to the point. I have a future on Virginia at 15-1. I bet it before the season, and I'm getting to the point where I'm not going to sell it yet, but the prop swap button's open. So we'll see. Thanks to Adam, JC, Matt. Appreciate you guys retweeting the show. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Let's quickly check in on some soccer, and then we'll get to the final game here, Kentucky-Auburn, in a game that is going to be tough for Auburn. Burnley's up 1-0, which that's not good. I took Wolves. Brighton, Southampton are stalemated, which is good. I would be fine with that just staying at 0-0. I have the draw there. What else do we have? Leeds and Millwall. And Millwall winning somehow at Leeds. I can already kind of tell how this day's going to go. Preston and Reading are 0-0. We have Preston North End there. Gotta love it. And Millwall can't ever win on the road, yet somehow 1-0 up at Leeds. League One, Blackpool, they're also losing at home. No surprise there. Luton's up 1-0, though, and we expect that because Luton is Luton, and they always seem to win. So hopefully they can keep it going. Still early. We're only about 24 minutes into these games. League Two, we have Lincoln. That's 0-0. And I also have Tranmere. That's 0-0 as well. So still early, but we need some things to kind of turn around. But it's still early. I mean, we're only about 24 minutes in. We're not even a third of the way through these games. So hopefully some good things turn around and we get some goals in some of these games. Hit the like button. Thanks, Chiarchi. Appreciate you watching, man. R.S. Jacobs, thanks for watching. People love Virginia, but keep doubting Texas Tech. Virginia wins with defense. It's because their defense is amazing, but when Texas Tech wins with defense, they just say the opponent sucks. Continue to fade. I don't think that. I mean, again, I don't really care about what national people think. I mean, they have their own agendas. I'm going to give it to you straight. I like both teams. I just don't think Virginia's playing particularly right now. But I really like Texas Tech. Kentucky-Auburn. Kentucky 4, total 142. I mean, we look at the first two games these teams played this season, and while they are kind of skewed because, I mean, this is the NCAA tournament, it's the Elite Eight, it's not the same thing. But, I mean, Kentucky had no trouble scoring, 82 points and 80 points. One of those games was an 80-53 win. Chumo Kiki in the second game, leading scorer for Auburn. Look, him being out hurts. I mean, it just does. I think without him or with him in the game, I think Kentucky's a 2.5-point favorite. Without him, they're a 4-point favorite. I mean, with P.J. Washington back, him out, I mean, that hurts. I mean, for a defense that's not great as it is, and for a rebounding team that's not great as it is, I really worry about Auburn in this game. I think for them, the clock will strike 12 as well. But you look at the one equalizer, it's the 3-point shot. And Auburn, we know, loves the three. They're very good at it. And Kentucky's not good at defending it. But I look at one game this year, 82-80, even making 44% of the threes, Auburn still couldn't win the game. And, again, we know Kentucky has issues defending the three just with how they defend. But I look at the total in this game at 142, and I think it's too low. I mean, Auburn is a team that they're going to get theirs on offense. They just shoot enough threes. It's always going to be there. And they're going to score 70. And, I mean, what makes anyone think Auburn's going to be able to defend Kentucky? They haven't all year. It was 82 and 80 they scored Kentucky. And I know the possessions will be lower, but, I mean, everything Kentucky does on offense is a problem for Auburn. Kentucky, 5th in the country in offensive rebounding percentage. Auburn, 336th in defensive rebounding percentage. Not good. Kentucky loves getting to the line. Auburn will put you on the line. This is just a bad matchup. Auburn can't defend Kentucky. It's that simple. I lean Kentucky and I lean over. It's a hideous matchup for Auburn on defense. And you don't have Okiki. It's going to get ugly. I think Kentucky might do to Auburn what Auburn did to UNC. So there you have it. All 4 games and plenty of predictions. We'll share those up with 2 premiums over the next 2 days. I'll have one today and tomorrow. We're looking to finish out the season well. It's been a fun year. Not as good as last year, clearly, and we have went through some valleys, but hopefully we'll come out and still finish in a positive. We have several games left, and then we'll get into baseball. Thoughts on Brad Calipari's style and performance last night? I thought he was good. I thought his suit game was very dapper. He looked like a young John Gotti. I liked the look. He's starting to look like a coach, which I know that's what he wants. What was Purdue at the start of the season to win the region? I'm not sure. Auburn will cool down from behind the arc. If they don't hit threes, they're done. Yeah, I mean, but again, I mean, Kentucky's not good from defending the three. So I think we kind of learned last night to not say stuff like that where they're going to cool down. I mean, how do we know? They might not cool down. I still, though, even think if they're good for a three, I still think Kentucky will win because Kentucky's just going to do what they want offensively. Over's the play here. It's too low, 142. All right. I'll take some questions, guys, if you have any. We'll stay on for 5 or 10 minutes. I don't know about MLB. I'm not really capping much. I'm looking over it. You know, I have my eye on some things, but I don't really cap MLB fully. You know, at least for a week or two. My mind is on basketball right now. You know, the card today is not great. I mean, a lot of pitchers we really haven't seen. You know, obviously some teams that we all know a ton about. You know, with Syndergaard, Strasburg, and I think Atlanta's interesting. I mean, I'm not a big Pavetta guy. I think Atlanta has something there. But yeah, there's not a ton of great spots today in MLB. There isn't. I mean, it's the third day. Got a lot of pitchers no one's ever heard of, pushing out tonight. So I'm just kind of keeping some stats and looking over some things. Big man, I need one straight up for a survivor pool. I mean, I don't really have an answer there. I think both these games are very good. I don't have a comfortable feeling with that. I like both dogs, so I hate to be on. I hate to do that, Brian, but I don't. I can't really. I don't really want to answer that because I have a thoughts on both these games, and I've given them, and both dogs are what I like. What are my thoughts on live betting? It's not really something I do. I mean, I'm more of a full game kind of old school kind of guy. Once in a while, I'll do second half bets. In the NBA or even in college this year, but it's not something. I'm not really a live guy. Don't really do that. NBA. Again, guys, I mean, you would think by now some of you guys would understand. I don't bet NBA like most do. I look 10 minutes before the game and I make my decisions. So, I don't really, I hate to be like that, Nate, but I mean, you're asking me a lot of questions and I just don't really, I don't really have the answer for right now. Some interesting matchups today in match play. And look, my match play bets are not looking good. And in fact, Billy Horschel's already out. Justin Thomas is out. Who else did I have? Did I take Sergio? I forget the other golfer I took, but I think they're all out. So not a good match play weekend. As far as matchups today, again, guys, I just like to have fun with golf. I don't claim to know a huge amount about it. I just have fun betting on it once in a while. Everything's already started here. To win match play right now, the favorite is Molinari, the Italian. I'll tell you what, I'm going to get in on someone live here. I'll tell you what, I'm going to get on Kevin Kisner. I'm going to get on Kevin Kisner live. I'm some good golf right now. Do double on your future bets. I don't double anything. It's not my thing. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Obviously, appreciate you all watching. Make sure you support the channel. If you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Already 34 likes, 6 dislikes. Thanks to both. Either way, you had to come in and view the show, whether you liked or disliked it. So be that as a lesson to many of you people that dislike, you're supporting. All right, guys, have a great day. Enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy the games tonight. I'm the big man on campus, and have a great day. And good luck.